You're watching Rurouni K95's anime review on Eureka 7. Hi Ruronis, this is your pal Rurouni K95 here. Today's anime review, we get to cover another anime series from 2005. For today's anime review is Eureka 7. Eureka 7 particularly is a 2005 anime series because this only has aired from only 50 episodes from April 17th, 2005 until April 2nd, 2006. Despite how this anime series how it is. To explain about what it is about Eureka 7. Yep. While entering one of these anime deprivation periods, especially when Eureka 7 has a high rating, was what I said not to expect, and to proceed to get all of its, particularly 50 episodes on there, which is almost what you can get. Yep. Yeah. I started to realize, to learn over the think that it was going through Ergo Proxy upon opening the first episode when it revolves around to tell a story, particularly. I mean, the animation of Eureka 7 is really, and I mean it, really impressive. The characters are extremely well drawn, like not your typical general wide-eyed anime models in any other certain anime in general, but they are definitely well made. Their features are very well detailed, and their is very good. The clothes are futuristic and kind of cool in a way. Eureka 7 involves mechas, as you could expect. They are quite stiff and roughly drawn. No, but they are basically opposite in its way, which is a lot more different than any other anime in general as well. To explain about what it is about Eureka 7 as well. Yep. Why? Because this series encapsulates only 50 episodes only on there as well. The designs are well polished and smoothly drawn here too. The features are very well detailed. The motion of both characters and mechas are extremely smooth and not glitchy, especially considering that Eureka 7 involves something called reffing, which resembles snowboarding. Even at the apex of fast paciness, the motion is real smooth. The characters' movements are natural and not robotic, and their poses are very human-like. Granted, the mechas look a little bit like Evangelions or perhaps even Razafons in general as well. But in Eureka 7, however, they're very well colored, as in how they wanted to do this, of how you expect seeing it and so forth, and in better design in a way that the way the characters were designed represent their personality. I'll leave it at that without elaboration if you want to figure out to explain what it is about Eureka 7 as well. Yeah. Now, the backgrounds and the sceneries of E7 are again impressive. Well detailed, well drawn, good play on lighting and atmosphere gives them a truly unique feel. You won't be seeing much scenery anyway, as most of the scenes will be above clouds. But when you do a real scenery, it's nice. They vary from the lively towns to lush and wild nature and colorful flowers to the dark and grungy industrial zones and to the dark, moody, and emotional scenes. Yep, that's how it has some moments in there. Yeah. So, the transition between, particularly, these scenes is so smooth that you rarely notice what you see in Eureka 7, that you have a suddenly changed deckers. The light works was well done and will give more life and vividity to the scenes. Notice the rock textures and how light is used to bring out the relief. The people at Studio Bones have done something very good here, which has a lot to do with. The greatest part of the animation in Eureka 7 lies in the battle and action scenes, particularly those involving the characters reffing. The action is so smooth. There are no robotic movements, even when the action is at its climax and everything is going fast. No blurs and no glitches and flaws. Great, as you expect. particularly, but to explain about what it is about Eureka 7, and also there are also no reuse except for the flashbacks. There are not many. Take for an example, in Shaman King, Yo is always seen summoning Midamaru, and that this scene is in the episodes. Here you won't such find repeating scenes often. Even if there are some repeats, they are different in its own ways than any other anime in general. I expect patiently to the sounds and musics in animes in general as well. I mean, the story and characters and animation usually get to my attention, especially with Eureka 7. However, things are different. The original soundtrack for Eureka 7 is most varied from hard rock to electronic music, which is obviously as well at this point, as if it would have used trance music in it as well. The opening music was great, and you expect seeing the music as well. Eureka set particularly how what depending on what music, whether it's electronic music or hard rock or metal or trance music or any type of genre of music that you expect seeing in Eureka 7 as well. I mean, the story, however, Eureka 7 starts with our main character, Renton, age 14, in his hometown of Belforest, enjoying his life albeit 14 years of boredom, as he mentions. One day, a huge robot, an LFO, crashes in his grandfather's Alex's workshop. Out of it, as well. Yeah. Emerges a beautiful young girl, which is the main character, Eureka. Dumbfounded by her beauty and the mysterious Renton is immediately love-struck. However, the military was pursuing Eureka. Eureka is a member of the Gecko State, a sort of militia, anti-government, non-conformist refers group led by Holland as well. Eureka must return to Gecko State at all costs. However, Holland had another mission to get Amita Drive from Alex, a device developed by Renton's late father and a world hero, Adrock Thurston, to help in Eureka's escape. Renton grabs his reffing board and tries to deliver the Amita Drive to Eureka, who is now escaping in her LFO, the Nervash, inspiring by his all-time hero, Holland. Renton would like to join Gecko State to train as a mechanic. Holland accepts, although not very gladly as you expect. And so Renton becomes Gecko State's youngest member, and his adventures and romance now starts particularly as well. I mean, some of the main characters like Alho, the main pilot of Gecko, Holland, the commander of Kenga Go, as what you want to pronounce as well. Yep. The weapons expert, Stoner, photographer and editor of Ray equals Out magazine, which is very anti-government and hence was banned. Hap, second commander and Holland's friend. Misha, the onboard doctor. Jobs and Waz, the ship engineers. Moon Doggy, catapult operator and secondary pilot. Gidget, communications operator. Hilda and Matthew, LFO pilots. And Renton and Eureka, Nervash pilots and main characters, and also the Nervash LFO can also be considered to be a character at the end of Eureka 7, particularly. So that's particularly in the story. How the story runs very deep as well in Eureka 7, however. Exploring such things as the war and the conflicts between friends, companionship, unfaltering loyalty, indomitable to protect duty, love, sense of justice, and the loss of close persons. Sometimes the emotions get real heavy, and the sensitive views what be in store, what might be moved to tears, which is no joke. It can be very heavy and emotional sometimes, especially the scenes involving the above mentioned. It is very well detailed in the plotline of how they worked hard on this when they made the anime series like Eureka 7, particularly as well. Yeah. With many interesting twists that add spice to an already and very interesting story, it's a good blend of romance, action, mecha, and adventure, depending on how the categories, how they focused for an anime series like Eureka 7, especially in the process. Through the course of the story, you will have the opportunity to explore the characters' past and get to know them better. You won't find many loopholes or dark points here, as everything is well explained, except emotional welfare, warfare, painful past, jealousy, self sacrifice, the death of companions, inner crewmate conflicts, and resolutions of conflicts and by various ways, and according to the characters, add some good philosophies about love and other things you expect in Eureka 7. It's a nice lesson in its part of way as well. However, except a major change of pace after episode 26, you'll be seeing more adult related things like the blood and death more often. You might be expect seeing it. Many weird and frankly strange things are waiting for you in episode 30 of Eureka 7 and onwards. You think you would think that you are in some kind of movie or anime, particularly. Two or less than the satisfactory results. I like to learn the fact about, despite giving in the title, about to explain what it is about Eureka 7 as well. Because this is how you would expect how ever called upon an anime series, which is almost particularly in a series of how it's a long way from any other certain anime in general as well. As the animation is very smooth and clear, I really like how the anime how they has been done, the plot lines in detail, how you expect if you ever see Eureka 7 as well. I mean, they had but overall, it's a fun and an emotional ride with surprising complexity with thematic resonance as well for this particular anime series like Eureka 7, which is this anime series was directed by Tomoki Kyoda as well. This anime series only has 51 episodes, only from April 17th, 2004 to April 2nd, 2006. And yet, this was originally released on DVD by Bandai Entertainment, and now it's got a Blu-ray release in those Blu-ray box sets, which is now available. That is released by Funimation in North America for this particular anime series, like Eureka 7 as well. Because this anime series was premiered in 2005, particularly around the same time as the Oh My Goddess series at the time has happened. When it comes to anime series that came out in 2005, especially, to basically learn over the fact, because Eureka 7 is particularly one of the anime titles of the mid 2000s as well. You expect up until Bleach and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood arrived as well. Come to think of it, if you haven't seen Eureka 7, I highly recommend you to check it out. If you can watch it on Funimation, or if you can get it on DVD or Blu-ray as well, because it's been a while since I watched Eureka 7. And there's also Eureka 7 movie, which is Good Night, Sleep Tight, Young Lovers movie one, which is basically or also known as Pocket of Rainbows, which is a 2009 Eureka 7 movie, which I'll cover for another time. So that's going to be it for my anime review on Eureka 7 for today's anime review. Thank you for watching, but before we go, here's my thoughts on this. When I first watched this, I find this anime really aspiring because the animation smooth and very detailed, especially for any characters, as well as you expect seeing what is going on in Eureka 7. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend you to check it out. Hope to subscribe for content on my anime plan, like the description down below. You can share this video on your Twitter, Facebook if you have Twitter, Facebook account, and all social media. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up by clicking on the like button on this video. Feel free to leave in the comments in the comment section below. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, RuRoniK95. Feel free to join my channel, especially if you're new to my channel. Hit the notifications bell and be sure to get notified and keep it otaku for this anime review, and I got another anime review coming up next here. Stay tuned for my next anime review. I got another anime review for what's in store for tomorrow's anime review on Fancy Lala. Stay tuned for my next anime review on Fancy Lala because you won't want to miss another anime review.